Pass comes outside the line. Pryor floors the Binghamton player Brandt along the boards, and now Tuer comes in to grab Pryor. Those two were teammates last season for the Kalamazoo Wings of the IHL. And it's Al Tuer and Chris Pryor getting involved directly in front of the Springfield bench, and Jimmy Roberts doing a heads-up maneuver trying to hold Dale Kushner back. And Tuer wants a piece of Kushner along the bench, and here we go. Coach Roberts desperately trying to restrain Kushner. Clark comes in and grabs Tuer. Real melee breaking out here in front of the Springfield bench. 16:45 left to go, third period. And Dale Kushner couldn't mind his manners along the near boards. And now the fracas, the main bout between Tuer and Clark. Dahlman has a hold of Chris Brandt. And we see Kerry Clark and Al Tuer doing battle right there.
Well, it'll be interesting, John, what the call will be on Dale Kushner. It looked to me like he may have got suckered while he was standing on the bench. He can yap all he wants, John, if he's standing on the bench, but it's hard to say. The play was down below us here. We really couldn't see it. Mark Fawcett's got the pad out, so he's taking notes. There's definitely going to be a couple of calls out of this one. An ugly altercation taking place as Chris Pryor was going off the initial two, and his former teammate last year, Al Tuer, came into his players, one of the Bingham players' rescue, and he's going to the penalty box, but there's going to be a number of penalties handed out here. We'll just have to wait for the final call.
Well, with a break in the action, 16:45 left to go, third period. The score, the Springfield Indians 8 and the Binghamton Whalers 4. This is the AHL Game of the Week. On 16:45 left, third period. And I guess the key here, Bruce, is what do you do with Dale Kushner?
Well, it all depends what Mark Fawcett saw when he was standing down in front of the bench, because Pryor actually makes a pretty good body check, and he'll come in from hit the Binghamton player from behind a little bit. Right here, he's going to come in with the cross check on the back, more of a shove. And right at that time, Fawcett had his hand up to whistle him off for 2 minutes. But here comes Al Tuer into the altercation right there, sticks his hand in. We get a pretty good look at it. There's Tuer, Pryor, and Brandt, and then Rod Dahlman, and then it just turns into a big melee with everybody getting involved. So we'll wait, John, to see what the final calls are here by referee Mark Fawcett.
Well, the first penalty goes to Tuer, double minor for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct. Through for the night, and so will Al Tuer, and there's much more in addition to that.
Well, this is definitely, right away, this is an automatic suspension. That's a stupid play by Dale Kushner. You have to wait until you get a chance. You want to get back to the player. You wait until the play resumes. You don't leave your penalty box. First of all, it's an automatic suspension for the player doing it, the new rule that was put in last year, and a possible suspension to Coach Jim Roberts, because the new rule also put in. But they've tried to refine that rule a little bit, John, saying that the coach has no control over his players across the ice in the penalty box. We'll have to wait and see. But a dumb play, I think, a bad play by Dale Kushner, leaving the penalty box to go after one of the Binghamton players.
Al Tuer orchestrates with the crowd. They jeer him as he leaves. 4,038 on hand tonight at the Civic Center in Springfield. Penalties come here at the 4:21 mark, and here's a look at the skirmish. Dale Kushner and Al Tuer had words. Tuer egged him on. Kushner left the penalty box, and they are both finished for the night.
Well, we talk about discipline, John. I mean, discipline is the nature of the game sometimes, and you have to show